Yeah, so both my elbows are fractured. Heading to the hospital because I can't lift my arms up. Fell off my scooter. I guess it's not as much swelling in my left elbow.
Yeah, it's not that much.
Alright.
And then this way.
Alright, just to show you guys, this is what my elbow looks like right now. I thought it was okay. Well, I didn't think it was okay. Okay, they finally putting me into a medical room. As you can see, based on the swelling, I don't know if it's broken. Both my forearms, my wrists, and my elbows hurt. Usually I'm pretty good with not bracing my fall, but this time I was going really fast. I was like going like almost 3 kilometers an hour, which is like a pretty insane speed for a scooter. I'm praying that my arm is not broken. I am technically on call today, and I had to switch my shift, but there's still a lot of work I need to do, so like I'm just hoping I can get out of the hospital in one piece. That is a surprise because I was honestly, dude, I was even saying, like, I was kind of excited to be in the ER because I've never been in the ER before. I was thinking, okay, maybe it's just like some soreness and it will heal. But then basically what happened was we went to get the x-ray. Originally I was saying like most of the pain is in my right elbow, so she was saying like, okay, well let's do an x-ray of the right elbow. And I was like, but I also think my left wrist and left elbow is not feeling so well. So she was like, okay, we'll do an x-ray of the left wrist and left elbow. The doctor was basically pressing on like different parts of my arm and saying like, does this hurt? Does this hurt? And I was like, it doesn't hurt. And I asked ChatGPT, and I also read like, if you don't have localized pain, probably nothing is fractured. So I was like, okay, it's probably fine. Like I don't feel like pain when you like press on things. So I was thinking, okay, like we just get an x-ray and then it should be fine. Then, alright, I'm officially in a gown now because I need to go and get my x-rays. This is the first time I've been to the ER for anything related to myself. I remember when I used to volunteer as a student because I was in pre-med back in the days. We used to like triage people and then give them a number from 1 to 5. 1 being like critically, like basically they're like life-threatening, and then 5 being like not too bad, just like bruises and stuff. So I don't know, on a scale of 1 to 5, maybe I'm like at like a 3 or 4, I think. It was decently fast though, so that's great. Still though, the whole like waiting for like 3-4 hours in the ER, I feel like it's just super ironic because it's supposed to be an emergency department. Yeah, med school people, do you guys have any ideas on how we can fix this? This is more doctors. I know there's like a bottleneck for school for more doctors, but what about more nurses? Better technology? No idea. Better ways to diagnose with technology. So then what happened was the 2 x-ray technicians, they ended up taking me to the x-ray room for myself.
Okay.
This is kind of exciting. I mean,
Sorry, you said
well, I'm in pain, but you know, it's a little. The first moment where I became a little bit concerned was when I asked the guy. I was like, okay, like, so what are the results? Can you let me know? And he was like, oh, I'm not supposed to actually disclose this. It's better if like your doctor tells you about this. And I was like, that's an interesting way to phrase this. Like I was thinking if I was completely fine, he'd probably be like, oh yeah, it should be okay. Like your doctor will, you know. But he's like, oh, like we should wait to let your doctor tell you. Then I went back into the clinic room. Alright, I just did my x-rays for my left wrist, left elbow, and right elbow. I know this is like terrible, all things considered, but it's actually kind of interesting and fun because it's been so long since I've been on the oh shit, my arm. It's been so long since I've been to the ER, and I am in pain, but we'll find out in 10 minutes if my elbow is broken. I'm optimistic that it's not. And I was still thinking, like, you know, should be okay, like quick recovery, probably some soreness. Worst case scenario, there's maybe a slight fracture on my right elbow. Definitely not both elbows. And turns out I fractured both. So basically after that, the doctor came in and she was like, okay, George, I have some bad news. And I was like, oh shoot, one of my arms is broken. She's like, oh, both your elbows are fractured. I was like, oh damn. She was like, oh, I was surprised that your left elbow is fractured as well. And I was thinking like, thank God I asked her to like check my left arm as well and to get the x-ray. Because in the beginning she was like, oh, it seems like your left arm is fine. And I was like, no, my left arm is not fine. And because if we didn't take the x-ray, then we wouldn't have known my left elbow was fractured as well. And that would have been really bad. And then she was basically like, oh, I don't know what to tell you. You're gonna have to be on like, and she's like, oh wow, like I don't even know what you're gonna do. Like you're gonna have to be on 2 casts, so you can only kind of like move your fingers. And I was thinking, man, this is probably not something you should tell. Like even though I was like upbeat about it, this is probably not something you should tell your patient, because like you know, I was a little bit down that I had like an elbow fracture, like that I had 2 elbow fractures. And then she was like, "Oh yeah, like it's terrible. I don't know what you should do." I was like, "Okay, fine. It's probably not the end of the world. You know, people are going through like way worse than like at the end of the day, like I'm gonna heal. It's gonna be okay." But then she was like, "Okay, well now I need to like contact the surgeon to see like, you know, how we can set up the like most likely you don't need surgery, things like that." So then I'm waiting and waiting and waiting, and then she comes back like 40 minutes later and she's like, "Oh, actually, the surgeon is not available. And so what we're going to do is we're going to give you 2 slings to sling your arm up. And then next week, we're probably going to have both cast." Alright, I was upbeat like 20 minutes ago, but both my elbows are broken and I have wrist injuries, so I am no longer upbeat. Wondering if I should take an Uber home. I'm like 6 minutes away, or if I should just walk home. If I walk, it'll take me like 20 minutes. But it doesn't cover it?
No, stuff like crutches, brace. But if you have private insurance,
might cover it?
It might cover it, yeah.
It's fine.
Okay.
But yeah, then the nurse came by and she's like, "Wow, I don't even know, like, for 2 elbows to get broken. So, like, I don't even know how to, like, put 2 slings on you." And I was like, "What is the purpose of the sling? What is it supposed to do?" And she's like, "Oh, it's just supposed to, like, protect you and, like, to, like, keep the blood flow going because you don't want to keep your head too low." And then I was saying, like, okay, like, in that case, why don't I just have, like, why don't I just buy 1 sling instead? Like, there's no need to have 2 slings. My left arm, it's still, like, kind of movable, even though it's, like, fractured here. I was like, I can still move it, so it's probably fine. And then she's like, "Okay, then I'll just, like, put on 1 sling and then you can head back." And she's like, "You can just keep the gown because, like, it's gonna be really hard for you to, like, put on a t-shirt," things like that. So I definitely have a lot more appreciation for people who definitely go through, like how like, you know, how difficult or like, okay, I don't want to like make it sound like, you know, it's like, okay, anyways, what I'm trying to say is like, with the fact that like I have general health and I am going to heal, things like that. So like on the plus side, like things are going to be okay. But then in my mind also I'm thinking like, oh, what am I going to do with work? How do I pass things on? How is this going to like affect me, like affect my career, all of this type of stuff. So yeah, it is 2:39 p.m. right now. I have not had breakfast or lunch yet. So I'm probably going to order something through Uber Eats, and then probably, I should take some days off, right? But we'll see if I can get some work done and maybe not have a complete waste of a day. But yeah, now I have, apparently the recovery time is, it hurts to like move elbow. Apparently the recovery time is 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. Yeah, ironically, I was actually recommending getting a scooter to one of my colleagues because they were asked, 1 week later, both my arms were broken. Okay, I don't know if this video is going to continue on, but I'm going to order food and we'll see how the rest of the day goes. Back. I need to cast my arm, both arms. I'm back. So they had to send me cast my arm. Apparently I need to go to the cast clinic next week, but they have it semi-cast right now. And then for my left arm, they told me not to move it too much because it's also broken. So, alright, this is no longer fun. It kind of sucks. I'm probably going to end the vlog off here. I had to tell everyone that I'm not going to be working for the next couple of days. And then, yeah, health is super important. These are like some good reminders. So, see you guys in the next one. But yeah, this kind of sucks right now. We'll see how much work I can do tomorrow. But yeah, hopefully can just make it past the first night. Okay, see you guys tomorrow. See you guys later. By the way, the only thing I can eat right now is burgers because I don't have a right hand. This might be tough. Even when I was falling out, the crazy part was like after I fell, I was like, oh yeah, it was gonna be fine. Like, and then I went, like I hadn't taken the SkyTrain to the office yet. I literally got up, rode my scooter to the SkyTrain with 2 broken elbows, then took the SkyTrain to the office, and I was like, okay, something is wrong. Maybe I should get it checked out. And then I was still thinking like, oh, like, you know, it is return to office now. Maybe I should just like check into the office first. So I literally checked into the office, put my scooter into a locker, which was super painful, put my scooter into a locker, checked into the office with my card key, went up and sat there for a while. And I was like, okay, I should probably check it out just to make sure, like, it's probably nothing, but like make sure that I don't have any fractured bones. And it turns out both my arms are fractured. So yeah, I'm glad I went to the hospital, but it's amazing that I actually decided to, with 2 elbow fractures, still ride the scooter to the office when I probably could have just like went straight to the ER.